Very good afternoon and welcome to Racing International. We head out to the, where are we today, by the way? There we go, Grayville on the Poly Track. We've got 9 races on the card. Well, it was a tough day for punters yesterday out at the Vale. Goodness me, there was crying. We heard it at 100 k's away. Punters very upset and a lot of roughies arrived. Let's hope that turns around today. Well, let's go and have a look at the track. There you go. You can see draws are pretty important over the 1,000 and 1,200, jumping halfway around the turn. And even when you go around the top turn, 14, 16 and 18, you need decent draws. It certainly helps. But, as I say every week, they certainly can make up ground late with only a 400-metre run-in. All right, let's have a look at the first on the card today. It's a maiden plate, and this one's over the 1,200 metres. And I'm quite strong on this horse. I like it. It's third run after a gelding. It's only having its 4th career start. Number 3, Hejira. Lyle Ewertson takes the valuable 2.5 off the back, brings it in with 57.5, and it's having its 3rd run back after the gelding. I think it'll be Cherry Right. There's been good money for this horse on all 3 of its runs, so it has been a little disappointing, but I'm going to stick with it today. All right, number 4, Imagination. Brandon Lorena jumps aboard 7-2. Now, this is the best for the stable. I've got a few runners in this race. Michael Roberts saying this is his best chance here. He was quite impressed when they put the blinkers on last time, and it improved lengths. Ran on like a cracker and only went down a short head, but it is drawn out a bit wide in barrier 14. Number 7, Roy's Amazing Ash. I've thrown this in here. They're bringing it back to the 1,200 metres. Now, it's been running over 1,600 in its last 5 outings, but it shows plenty of early gate speed, so they're bringing it back to the shorter trip, and I think it's worth including at 10-1. Don't leave out the one as well. Has to go in, even though it's coming off a break of 126 days. Very firm in the market because Anton Marcus, he's jumped aboard, and it's currently priced up at 3-1. Race 2 on the card for the fillies and the mares, and it's over the 1,200 metres. It's a maiden plate. Number 7's the one we're liking here. Miss Parker, and our boss owns this, Rob Scott, for Teletrack, so we'll be cheering it on. It's certainly improved in leaps and bounds after coming back from a break last time. That was an eye-catching run there. Was giving a bit of ground at the 800 and got going late on the Poly Track and only went down 2.5 lengths. Drawn nicely in 2, and I reckon it's a nice place bet or a decent each-way bet at 6-1. Number 1, Cherry Hill, Bernard Fade Herd. Like a bit of this one, drawn in barrier 6. There was good money for it last time, when, I must say, a little disappointing. It had a plum draw at 1 out of 10 and moved up to win it and didn't go on with it, just faded out late. That was over the 16. Now they're bringing it back to the 1,200 metres. All right, number 11, Hungry Heart. Now, this is firm in the market, 11-10. Certainly showed good improvement second time out after missing the start by a length. Got going late and ran on strongly. Wasn't fancied that day at 66-1, so I'm a bit nervous about the 11-10 being favourite. All right, number 2 has to go in as well with Anthony Delpesh aboard for the Com Naidu stable. Another horse, you look at its form, it's been there and thereabouts, having its 8th start in the maiden, so battling to get out, but certainly has trifecta claims. Race 3 on the card is a merit-rated 95 handicap. A nice race, this one, over the 1,900 metres. Now, I'm going with Deputy Judd here, and I'll tell you why. His form's been a little bit patchy. He's top class. He's coming back to these sort of handicaps, but he has to win this race to qualify for the Durban July. So he's nominated. He's there. He's a reserve runner at this stage. If he wins it and he gets a decent penalty, which the trainer's hoping for, he'll get into the Durban July. So watch out. Drawn nicely in barrier 2. Quite short in the market, though, at 5-2. I thought number 3, Qatar Springs, at 10-1. Might be a runner here with the apprentice claiming 4 kilos off the back. Certainly brings it in with a nice weight now of only 53.5 and hasn't been that far away. Certainly number 2, Stormy Eclipse. A few people here at Teletrack were saying they actually fancy this one, Anton Marcus aboard. Drawn nicely in barrier 4. Another horse who's very, very competitive in the feature races and certainly will give you a good run for your money. If you're looking for one more, I think we've got to throw in the 5 here from the Dean Canamayer stable. It's been on a roll. It's won 4 in a row, but I think the handicapper might have caught up now. It's picked up 9 kilos penalty for those last 4 victories. Going to be a tough ask, but does get decent jockey Anthony Delpesh aboard. Race 4 on the card is another maiden plate. We're travelling over the 1900 metres. And number 8's the one we're liking here, Silver Sage. Now, I'm taking a bit of a chance. It's coming off a break of 73 days. It's only had the one run in the belt where it wasn't fancied. Drifted from 4s out to 12. You're not going to get that price today. It's 33 to 10. I put up a good gallop on debut, running third, only beaten 3 lengths. Now, it's got Lyle Ewitson aboard, who claims the valuable 2.5 off the back, and now only carries 57.5. But it does have to overcome a tricky draw in barrier 10. Are there dangers? Well, I think there's quite a few in this race. Number 2's got to have a chance from the Allison Wright stay with Anthony Delpeche. Certainly needed that last run under the belt when making its local debut in KZN. It went off favourite at 5 to 2. Had every chance in the race and didn't really kick on. So I think it'll strip a lot fitter today. All right, what about number 1? That's got to have a chance from the Gavin Sale stable. Now, it's had a comeback run and they backed it into favourite into 12 to 10. That was back on the 1st of May. Moved up to win the race and didn't go on with it, was actually well beaten just under 6 lengths. Now, it is second run after S, but it has had 24 days in between runs and it's drawn nicely in barrier 3. We're talking about number 3, Cozine's Prince, Sean Veal at 5 to 1. Now, it is a horror draw in barrier 15. Now, if it can overcome it, it's got a little bit of early gate speed and they'll have plenty of time down the back straight to find a decent position. Now, this has a little bit of luck in running. I think it could be a bit of a contender at 5 to 1. It's had 3 runs back from gelding and it's starting to show nice improvement. Race 5 on the card is a merit-rated 77 handicap. 1900 metres, the distance we're travelling here. And Delirious Nomad, Sean Veal, 2 kilo penalty last time. Now, it's coming along nicely, this horse. It's drawn nicely in barrier 3. Firm in the market at 5 to 2. Sorry, it picked up a 2 kilo penalty for winning 2 starts ago. Then come out and run another cracking race again. So I think this horse might be the one to follow here. A little bit short for me. I would like to see it about 3 to 1, 7 to 2. All right, are there dangers? Well, Tanjiro almost tipped this Firth with Anthony Delpeche aboard. It's got plenty of early gate speed. It's been running over the 16 last time and then just got caught right on the line to go down by a short head. Has had a few runs over this trip and has placed on 2 occasions. Number 3 certainly got a bit of a squeak as well. Now, here's the comment from the Glenn Cotson stable about this horse. He reckons it's a very good each-way chance at 6 to 1. So he fancies it strongly. He said it's working incredibly well and he thinks it'll go pretty close from a decent draw in barrier 4. So there you go. There's the bullish chirps from Glenn Cotson. Number 8, Royal Union Jet, has got the apprentice claiming 4 off the back and now brings it in with a nice light galloping weight here of only 52.5. It's having its 3rd run back from a rest and it's having its 3rd run since relocating from Cape Town. This is certainly not out of it from the Dennis Dreyer stable. Race 6 on the card is a graduation plate. Let's have a look over the 1,000 metres. Remember, they jump halfway around the turn, and for ease, the one we're going here from with Anton Marcus aboard from the powerful Dennis Dreyer stable. Now, they gelded it and brought it back on the 10th of April, and it really improved in leaps and bounds. Went on to win very comfortably by 2.5 lengths. I think this horse is certainly on the up, and top jockey who rode it last time, Anton Marcus, retains the ride. Number 4, Seattle Lady. Blinkers go on. Please note that. They've had a couple of runs with the blinkers where it won going back about 5 starts ago. Now, Anthony Delpeche, he jumps aboard here. And then watch out. This could be the big improve with those blinkers back on today. Number 11 certainly goes into my trifectas. Our Destiny, Stewie Randolph, comes back to a sprint, though. Now, it is a filly taking on the boys here. Been running over a bit further. Just went back through a form. And the last time she went over a sprint distance was over 1,200 back in September last year. She actually ran a cracking race there when only getting caught late. Now, the comments from the trainer was Glenn Cotson. They've been trying her over a bit further and it just hasn't been quite working out. So her sister used to sprint, so they brought it back to that sprinting distance to see how she go. Now, watch out here. It's priced up at 8 to 1. Number 6 also comes into the reckoning if you're looking for another one. Certainly a very good run back last time after being gelding. Now, this horse has got oodles of early speed, so don't worry about the draw being out a bit wide in barrier 12. Should bounce out, try and go to the front, and has the 2.5 kilos off the back now. Brings it in with 54.5. Race 7 on the card is a Fillies and Mares 70 handicap. It's over the 1600 metres, and number 8, a River Course. Hubbard takes the 2.5 off the back, now carries 54.5. Drawn nicely in barrier 4, an impressive effort last time over the 1400 metres when running on strongly. So I think reverting back to the 16 will be right up its alley. Decent each way price here at 7-1. I thought number 5, the Morrigan, could be the danger here. 2.5 off the back and now carries 55.5. Drawn nicely in barrier 2. Last 2 runs have been on the poly track and it hasn't been finishing too far behind. Number 3 sounds positive, and that's what we're trying to be today after yesterday's, sure, we all did our dough. Comes off a break of 151 days. Might just need it, was the comment from the Frank Robinson stable, but last time out put up a nice gallop and won a nice race there. So hopefully it doesn't need the run, could run well fresh. Number 11, Topaz Rain. Here's another horse coming off a break at 82 days. Now gets a claimer off the back now, and this brings it in with a lightweight of only 49 kilos. Drawn in barrier 8, and if you look at its last 3 or 4 runs, there's only finishing a couple of lengths behind. Here we go, race 8 on the card. It's a Fillies and Mares 70 handicap. 1600 metres where we go here now. This is a horse I'm tipping, and I ummed and ahed about it, but I had a look at the race, and gee, it's open. You can go maybe 8 or 9 horses here. I've gone one that priced up at 10-1. Now, here's a comment from the stable, Frank Robinson. He reckons this is going to go pretty close. Course and distance suited. He loved the last run, but this horse can be slow away. Now, that's a bit of a worry. Drawn 6, everything goes around you, and you've got only a 400 metres straight when you turn for home. But anyway, taking a bit of a chance, a little bit of each way value. All right, if it's slow away and it fluffs the slime, well, don't leave out the one here with Wesley Mowing. I think it's also got a bit of a chance, but another one drawn out a bit wide in barrier 9. Doesn't have a lot of early gate speed, normally jumps about midfield and runs on strongly. Certainly number 2, Deep Down the Rebel, Lyle Hewitson. Now he claims that 2.5 off the back and brings it in with 57.5. But here's another horse who's drawn nicely in 3, but can be slow away. So watch out for that. But as I said, a very open race. Throw in the 4 if you're looking for one more with Stewie Randolph aboard. Now if it repeats that run from 2 starts ago in similar company over the same distance, and there's been 2 winners out of that form line. Now it was only beaten a quarter of length when running into second. It's a bit of an in and out horse. If it produces that run, wouldn't be a surprise winner in this field. Race 9 on the card is another maiden plate. We finish off with a tough race here over the 1600 metres. And number 3, Maneuver. This is one horse I had to look at, and I thought, you can't make this one of your better bets on the card because it's a maiden plate. But it's lightly raced. It's only having its 6th career start, and they've turned this horse around in its last 3 outings. It's now stepped up to a mile. It ran a mile last time, and it actually ran on nicely, only beaten a length and a length and 3/4. So I'm going to put my head down here and going to say I like this one at 3-1. Gee, am I going mad? It doesn't look a strong maiden. I think it'll be very competitive. Look, I think there's one horse that could upset the apple cart. Maybe number 2, A Smart World. Firm in the market now at 33-10, drawn nicely in barrier 4, but it is having its 2nd run back. In saying that, they've given it a bit of a spell. This is 2nd run after gelding, I mean. It's having 56 days in between runs. So watch out for this one. Watch the betting. If it shortens, well, just be a little bit careful. All right, trifecta time, and throw in the one as well from the John Friedman stable. If you look at its last 4 outings, hasn't been finishing far behind, only a couple of lengths off them, but is drawn out a touch wide in barrier 9. Number 12. Now, a lot of people are saying to me, oh, this could be a horse on the up. It was cracking debut over 1200, looking for this sort of trip. Beautifully bred, but look where it's drawn. That's my biggest worry. Look, it's firm in the market at 9-2, but drawn out in barrier 14 will make it a little bit tougher. Maybe if it gets a gap or finds a decent position, could go and win it, but will need luck in running. There we go. Very, very competitive day's racing. There's quite a bit of value there. We've gone with quite a few horses with big odds today because it looks very open indeed. We're going to be putting up all our selections at our Twitter account at Racing and Tips. From myself, Rod McCurdy, and all the team, we wish you a very successful punting afternoon.